Right. So there's 4 questions. I gave you numbers on at the bottom. If you want to use it, you can totally use it if you want to. I figured you could just stack your... We could do like we did yesterday. I went back and watched the video of class where we were stacking the intervals on top of each other. This made me very happy. The colors made me happy, but having them right there also made me very happy because it was able to compare and contrast the differences. And that's why I kind of designed this quiz the way I designed it, was to kind of mimic that. So this is percentage of homes or houses in foreclosure, if I'm remembering correctly, yes? Yes, Ben single-family homes in foreclosure. It's been interesting tracking this data over the past 5 years, because it's been wildly variant from time to time. And that's what I want. The very last one there where it says December 2013, it shouldn't say December 2013, it should say October 2014, because I just updated those numbers yesterday. I forgot to update the date though. So what I'd like to do is, you can see what we've done here. We've got January 2010, April 2013, December 2013, and October 2014. I'm trying to see what's changing over time. Have you guys heard about foreclosed houses being in the news? Not recently, but I mean in the past 6 months to a year. Yes, they do come across the news. And David, it's very often in a situation like you encounter, like rates are up again. Like the unemployment rate. Unemployment rate's back up again. Or it's back down again. Sometimes they're moving by 1/100 of a percentage point or 1/10 of a percentage point, but it's moving. Is it moving, or did the statistic move, but the interval stay the same? And that's what today is going to chit-chat about. That's what I'm going to talk about with this guy here. Okay, so the first thing, we got 702 for sale Ben family homes. I pulled this about 4.5 years ago-ish. 65 were in foreclosure. That was from the sample I pulled 4.5 years ago. Okay, love the data, old data, good data. What percent are in foreclosure?
Almost 1%.
Say that again, Rory.
Almost 1%.
How did you get that number?
I divided 65 by 702.
Okay, so let's do some work on this board, and then we'll do the number lines on that board over there. Actually, no, we'll just do the work on this board right next to it. Keep it close. Is that okay with you guys over on this side of the room if we write on this board? Decent. Okay, so we got January 2010. So what you've got there, what Rory has identified, is we pulled the sample size of 702 and a 65 houses. So we've got an X and we've got an N, which means if we've got those two things, we can calculate a proportion by simply dividing them, as Rory pointed out, right? As he pointed out. So you take that bad boy, P hat is going to be those two divided. 65 divided by 702. Anybody got some precision for me, maybe 3 decimals?
0.0932.
0.0926? How do we call it?
I got 0.093.
0.093. Let's just go with that.
Round it up.
That's fine. 0.093 is fine. That's 9.3%. Call the papers. 9.3% of houses are in foreclosure. Call the papers. That's what they're going to do anyway, right? That's what they're going to do. So you go to the number line and you go, okay, it's right here. It's right there. You're done, right? That's 3 points question, move on. Chris is like, no, we're not done. Could we be done in a different scenario? What's the only way we could have been done in a different scenario? Tell me your name. Is it Michael? Brian. Where's Michael? There's no Michael in this room. Brian. Yes, it would have to be descriptive for sure. But in order for us to claim the foreclosure rate is 9.3%,
it'd have to be your entire population.
you'd have to count every single house in Ben that's for sale and check every single one of those for foreclosure status, yes? Does that make sense? But it didn't say that. It said it was a sample of 702 houses. Yes, Gesundheit. Which means, what do we have to do? We have to calculate the margin of error. So we have to go through what we did with the pennies. There has to be a plus or minus on that 9.3, right? It's not just that. It's P hat plus or minus its margin of error. Now, we did calculate the penny one manually. That is the last time we will do that. Because it does get annoying. It gets a slight bit annoying to do that manually over and over again. I concur. I don't like it at all. So what we're going to do today is, and you can do this online, but I'm going to use the TI since it looks like a bunch of you have them with you today. We'll show you the shortcut for the TI to do this. It does it automatically for you. It gives you the whole interval at once, which is pretty rad, actually. And then we can focus on the interpretation. But there are, these things exist online too. I found half a dozen of them yesterday Googling around. You simply type in estimating population proportion, enter, and then you get a whole bunch of online resources, which is great. So let's, I have to go on that board, I think. Grab your TIs. Let's learn this. I don't want this class to turn into an arithmetic